Okay, I've got some advice for small business owners. Whether you have a Shopify store or you're selling courses, this advice may help you. Let's talk about what most small business owners do when the sales start to slow down. They offer a discount or they put on a sale, maybe 10%, maybe 20%. You tell yourself it's temporary, just enough to get things moving again. And it works. Sales pick up. You feel better. You move on. Then next month, sales slow down again. So you do it again. And here's what's actually happening behind that. You're not running a promotion. You're training your customers to wait. Every time you discount, you're sending a signal. This price isn't real. Hold out. And when they think they'll get a better one, a better deal, they learn and they learn fast. So today I want to give you 3 ways to boost sales without touching your price. They work for product businesses, they work for course creators, they work whether you're selling a $47 digital download or a $400 Shopify order. Okay, so let's get into it. The first one is add value instead of removing price. It sounds simple, but most people get it wrong. They think that adding value means adding something expensive, and it doesn't. What customers respond to is the feeling that they're getting more than they expected. That feeling doesn't have to cost a lot. If you run a Shopify store, try adding a small bonus item to orders over a certain threshold. A branded extra, a handwritten note with a discount code for next time. The item itself might cost you $2, but the experience it creates is worth far more than the 10% you would have given away. If you sell courses or coaching, bundle something in, a checklist, a one-page resource, a short bonus video that addresses the most common question your students ask. You've already made that content, so repurpose it as a purchase bonus and watch your conversion rate respond to it. The math here is important. A 10% discount on a $200 product costs you $20 in revenue every single sale. A $3 bonus item costs you $3. One of these is a business decision. The other is a habit. When somebody feels like they got more than what they paid for, they don't just buy, they come back, and then they tell other people. The second one, create urgency without discounting. Urgency is one of the most powerful purchase triggers there is. The problem is that most people create urgency with price. 20% off this weekend only. And that works, but you've just trained the discount behavior again. There's a cleaner way to do it. Limit availability instead of price. If you sell courses, cap the enrollment. This course closes Friday, 12 spots left. If you run a Shopify store, call out how low stock is, honestly. We have 8 of these left, and we're not reordering until spring. If you offer services or coaching, limit intake. I'm taking 3 new clients this month. Scarcity signals something important to a buyer. It signals that other people want this. That's social proof and urgency in the same move. And it doesn't cost you a cent in margin. The only thing I need to state clearly here is the limit has to be real. Fake scarcity, the countdown timer that resets, the only 3 left that never changes, customers see through it. And when they do, you haven't lost a sale, you've lost their trust. That's much harder to recover. Real limits, honestly communicated, create urgency that doesn't erode your brand. The third one, and this is the one most people overlook, reframe what you're actually selling. And here's what I mean by that. A lot of the time, customers aren't hesitating because your price is too high. They're hesitating because they don't fully understand what they're getting. When people are uncertain, they stall. Stalling looks like price resistant, but it isn't. It's a clarity problem. The fix is to describe your product or your service in terms of what changes for the customer, not what's included in the package. It's an emotional play. Let me give you some examples. Say you've got 1 hour coaching call. That's a feature. It tells me what I'm buying, but why should I care? If you were to change it to something like, learn how to close your next sales call by asking these 3 questions. That's an outcome. Now I know what's in it for me. If you're offering a cleaning service and you advertise premium cleaning package, that's just a feature. It tells me nothing. But if you reframe that as a spotless home by the time you get home from work, that's an outcome. A 12-week course on email marketing, again, that's a feature. Instead, building an email list that pays you every time you hit send, that's an outcome. Same product, same price, different conversion rate. Go look at your product page, your course sales page, your Instagram bio, wherever you're describing what you sell. If the first sentence tells people what they're getting instead of what changes for them, that's your problem. And that's a fast fix. Rewrite the headline, lead with the outcome, then back it up with the features. So let's bring it all together. 3 moves. None of them touch your price. Add value. Give customers more than they expect at a fraction of what the discount would have cost you. Create real urgency. Limit availability, not price. And make sure the limit is genuine. Reframe your offer. Describe the outcome, not just the product. Discounting feels like the fastest lever to pull, but every time you pull it, you're borrowing against future revenue and teaching your customers to expect less from you. These 3 moves protect your margin and your positioning. That's the combination that builds a business you can actually grow. If this feels useful, I post marketing tips as often as I can covering strategy, positioning, AI, and what actually moves the needle for small businesses. Hit subscribe just so you won't miss it, or don't. And if you've got specific sales or marketing problem and you want me to cover, drop it in the comments. I read them all. Thank you.